Hello, my dear friends, fellow travelers, and photographers. In this new year, the year 2022, I wish you all the best in the coming years and in good health. Welcome to Chris Lee Travel Channel. And today, we are going to share with you another place that is away from Tokyo City, but much closer to Mount Fuji. We are still will be in the Kanagawa prefectures, but we are here now bring you to a regions, a volcano regions, and next to a lake, a beautiful lakes. Now in this region, we're gonna have a lot of scenic view of Mount Fuji. So what I'm going to share with you today in this episode number 4 of my journey to Tokyo will cover 4 main places of interest. Firstly, is Hakone Jinja Shrine, and next on the list will be Owakudani, the Hakone volcano, and this place I'm going to share with you a time-lapse video. Then we are moving on to the Lake Ashi, or also known as Ashi Kono. And in this lake itself, we're going to enjoy our scenic view of Mount Fuji if under a good weather. And then we are moving on to a very special, unique Pampas grass field, and is near to Shingo Kuhara, a region where just next to the Hakone area. So today we will confine our travel to Hakone regions. So we are moving out, and now from the Kyoto region, we are moving to Chubu region. And a quick one, for those who first time joining these travelogues, Japan is on the easternmost part of Asia, and here we are now covered the Chubu regions has been circled, and Chubu regions in Japan is mean also central region, and we are now covering a zoom in to an area we call Hakone regions, and in these regions you can see that is just next to Mount Fuji in this map, right? The Mount Fuji is covered under the circle, the so-called the green circle, but the area that we are covered today is covered under the red circle area. So now, if you look at this geographical map or topography map, you notice that actually the Hakone, Mount Hakone is not far from the sea, actually from the Sagami base, and right next to it is actually the Lake Ashi, and so today our visit will confine to the Mount Hakone as well as we are cover the Lake Ashi. And of course, the region that we cover today is actually under this prefecture, Kanagawa prefecture. So now this is the map, tourist map of the Hakone regions, and Hakone region can be easily accessible from Tokyo, and it have all form of transport, both include the rail, the trains, the ropeway, as well as buses, which you just need to purchase so-called Hakone free pass. Once you have this free pass, you can have unlimited ride, and you can move freely in this region, which I strongly recommend to those visitors who are on the free and easy journey. So now our first place of interest today was the Hakone Jinja Shrine. Now this is a very popular shrine, and as we move along, I will share with you some of the background of this shrine. Now, if you look at this map, you realize that I have a mark A, B, C, right? And A is basically is the location of this Hakone Jinja Shrine, and we will later on cover the part B as well as part C. And you notice that there's a lake here. This lake are basically the Lake Ashi. Now, I'll touch a bit on the background of these regions. Now, Hakone Jinja Shrine of the Hakone Gongjin, or called Hakone Gongjin, is a Shinto shrine. It's about 100 km from Tokyo City, and if you take a ride, transport a car, it may take you about 2.5 hours to arrive, and it's located right in the Hakone Machi Ashigara Shimo district in Kanagawa prefectures. Now, Hakone Jinja Shrine started right and stand at the foothill of Mount Hakone along with the shoreline of Lake Ashinoko, which commonly referred to Lake Ashi, which I will refer it as Lake Ashi from now on. Now, Lake Ashi is a long, narrow lake formed about 3,000 years ago, and with a 19-kilometer length of shoreline. Now, this shrine is famous for its huge torii gates, with one stood prominently in the Lake Ashi and two other over the main street of Moto Hakone Highway, right? Now, these torii gates been regarded as the archway of peace. So now you can see in this image is one of the three torii gates. Of course, this torii gates is sited just next to the highway or main street I mentioned just now. Now, this shrine was originally on the summit of Komagata peaks of Mount Hakone, and was subsequently relocated to the current location in the year 1667. Now, and the main building of this shrine sit peacefully, I should say, among the tall trees of Hakone Forest. So the image now shared with you is indicating when you inside after in the torii gate, and you look out, and you can see that at the far end will basically at the far end will be actually the Lake Ashi. And in next to the Lake Ashi, right? This huge lakefront, they built torii gates, and this torii gate, as you can see, can be seen in this image, was built in the year 1951. It is clearly visible from Moto Hakone boat pier not far away, and this shrine has been used regularly for boat launching ceremony even up till today, and it's for this reason these torii gates have been given the name, as I mentioned earlier, the Archway of Peace, which give blessing to any new launch boats. And the Japanese believe that by visiting this shrine will get rid of bad luck and bring in good one, improve road safety as well as good marriage. So I did get the blessing for road safety because while on the road itself, I think road safety is very important to me. So now let's proceed with some of the image proper of this shrine. You can see that the one of the pretty lady was lying on this stoneway to be built into the Lake Ashi, trying to capture the best angle of this torii gate. This is another view of the torii gates. And in order to reach the shrine, it actually built in on mid hill uh, of this at the foothill of Mount Hakone, and therefore you can see that we have to walk past this long stairway leading up all the way to the mid hill. And on both sides of this walkway, you can see that they are all tall trees, rows of trees, right? And on both sides. So another angle view from top down, you can see the trolley gates that sit next to the Lake Arche, which I'm showing you just now in the image. And finally, we come to this main temple building. And the one interesting and very unique side of this shrine is that they have a lot of trolley gates here and there. That, for instance, to enter to this main shrine prayer hall, prayer area, you can see that we also been welcomed by a red trolley gate. And these are the some surrounding view of this shrine. And everywhere you will walk past smaller trolley gates within the shrine compound. Even this pillar supporting the roof of these small buildings is also in the form of trolley gates. A very interesting architectural style, and is the Japanese traditions and architectural style well exhibited in this shrine. Some of the worshippers that we met in this shrine, and you can see in this building, in the inner part, there is actually a wishing trough, I would like to call it, and a worshipper would then throw coin into this wishing trough, then make a wish. There are many other ancillary small buildings around, and this is one of the very interesting lantern, or stone lanterns. And this is another one. These look much older. And you also can find some of these within the compound. It look like a stone tombstone, sorry. And of course, every shrine or every temple we visit in Japan, you definitely will come across a purification trough within the temple compound. And the Japanese, they also coming here to make a wish, and this is actually a fortune paper, or I call it fortune paper, where the worshipper will then pick one of them randomly, and from there to get to know what the fortune is for the years to come. And in Japanese they call it omikuji. They call it omikuji. And after they read this fortune paper, they would then tie it on the ropes, as can be seen in this image, and leave it in the temple or the shrine compound. Alternatively, they can make their wishes, and then they write their wishes on a small piece of timber plate, a timber can be seen in this image, and then hang it in the temple and hope that the wish can come true. And from this shrine, we are moving to the volcano regions, and it's called Owakudani. And from the image here, you can see that there is active volcano regions in this Hakone area. Now, if you look at the map, you can see that there's arrow pointed to this where we are, and it's along a ropeways. In other words, to access to these regions, you can access by the roadways. And of course, if you have the so-called the Hakone free pass, then the Hakone free pass will also include these rope rides. You can take this rope ride to reach here. So now we are in the area marked C in this map. Just now we are in area marked A, so we are moving to mark C now. So this is just to show you that the transport system available in these Hakone regions, and all these are well covered under the Hakone free pass. And of course, we went there by roads, and we will then park at the car park area as shown in this map, and then we walk up to the main attraction area, the tourist attraction area, as can be seen in this map. And you will notice there's quite a lot of steam vent, and also you can find a lot of hot spring around. And they also have created quite a number of trekking paths in these regions. So this image shows you that is the main tourist center, the main building of the tourist center in this famous Owakudani. Now, let's share a bit about this Owakudani. Now, it's an area around craters created during a major eruption of Mount Hakone with some nearby 3,000 years ago, the same years where the Lake Ashi is formed. Now, today, much of the area is under the volcano zone where sulfuric flames, not hot spring and hot river can be found nearby. Now, during the year 2019, which only 2.5 years ago, the Owakudani was actually closed to public due to the active volcanic activity that took place during the periods. And it was right after our trip to Japan. Now, Mount Hakone Ropeway is part of the Hakone Round Course, a popular ways to visit Hakone, and it connects Sozen Station at the terminus of the Hakone Tozan cable car, then with the Tojendai Station at the shore of Lake Ashi, and then stop at the Owakudani and the Obaku Station. So in other words, if you are prepared to come in by the roadways, then you can find that you can easily access to this tourist center as well as reach the Lake Ashi to enjoy your lake view. Now, during a good day, if you are lucky, you can have a very scenic view of the Mount Fuji from this spot. Even we took quite a number of photographs while we park our car at a car park area. We can view the Mount Fuji clearly, right? And when you visit this Owakudani, you can purchase so-called egg that cook in the natural hot spring water, and whose shell are then turned into black, blackened in a sense, or they like to call it black eggs, caused by the sulfur. And the local belief that if you after eaten this egg, your life can be prolonged by 7 years. And so one of teammates have bought some of this egg and then shared with us, and I hope that my life can be lengthened by 7 years. Let hopes that it take effect. All right. At the same time, I have did mention that the coming to this place is beside just enjoy the scenic view, and at the same time is actually to enjoy the onsen. Because of the abundance of hot spring, so a lot of hotel in this region do provide onsen for their visitor and guests. So let's move around with the image, and this is just a view of the main tourist center regions. And cable car is between view, where it can be seen in this image. And the best view to see this volcano region is by way of the cable car or the ropeway. So you can at the valley, at the crater area, you can see the emission of the sulfuric smokes and also the steam vent. The sulfuric powder was then deposited on the surface of the ground. You can see the yellowish in color. And this is actually the image of the steam vent. And there are quite a number of temple around to give blessing to the visitor. So this image was taken while we are at the car park area. You can see the Mount Fuji is clearly semi-covered, but we still can see the summit of Mount Fuji clearly from this image. And this is the black egg, as referred to, that will lengthen your life by 7 years. It's just the shell that have been blackened. And I'm going to share you a time lapse. This is a time lapse video. So we then move on to the next place of interest, and we call it the boat pier of Lake Ashi. Some people like to call it Moto Hakino boat pier, because it's actually located along the Moto and Hakino highway, or the main roads that linking these two main towns. And in the image, you will then notice that there is actually a pilot ship-like ship. This is actually a tourist ship that ferry the visitor and the tourists having a cruise on the Lake Ashi. So in other words, now I will share with you now on the Lake Ashi, and it's been seen highlighted in this map. And you notice that this Lake Ashi is at the southeastern part of Mount Fuji. So Lake Ashi in this map, the boat pier is in the location marked B, as shown in this arrow. And it's been recommended as one of the viewpoint to view Mount Fuji. So we are going to show you some images of this boat pier area. And this region is also been, to a great extent, been treated as a resort for the Japanese during the weekends. So you can find quite a fair bit of amusement activity. For example, you can see a lot of boats for water sport, things like that, around these regions. So you can easily have a paddle boat ride. During our visit, there was quite a crowded day, so we are unable to view the Mount Fuji at this view angle point, although it's been recommended. And now we move on to our last place of interest. You'll be surprised why I bring you to this Pampas grass field. Now, let's touch a bit this pampas grass for some of you who are not familiar with. Now, Songo Kuhara Pampas grass field is located actually and covering a portion of the west slope of Mount Hakone in the Sengo Kuhara area of Hakone. And the pampas is a kind of long stalk grass. Is also known as Suzuki in Japanese. So the color of the grass will undergo seasonal changes from bright green in summer, then mixed green and light yellow around September, and then to a brilliant whitish gold by early November. And then in winter, the grasses then turn brown and die. It's for this reason we come to this place, is to want to capture this goldish white grass, and I will share with you more the images why this place is a popular spot for photographer. So you look at the map here. Now we are in a small town that just at the western slope of Mount Hakone. And you notice that actually the green area. Now the green area basically is this pampas grass field. And there's one leading path all the way, as you can see from this image, all the way uphill. Of course, not to the top, it's just a short raise in level. But from this image, you can see that the goldish white of this pampas grass covered the entire field, because our visit was during the month of November. We fall into the autumn season. So more view of this pampas grass field. In fact, this is actually the perfect spot for the landscape photographer. And this is some of we have trekking up all the way. It's not a long trek. Here is almost as the higher point of this grass field. Our visit was quite close to the evening. God bless us that we have a good day, a good weather on that day. So the evening sun will even enhance the goldish color of this pampas grass. And these are the few of the images I like most because of the clear blue sky with patch of cloud and with the beautiful evening sun that make this image stand out. And here are some of the close-up of this pampas grass, and I would like to call it like abstract photography. We always use it as abstract because a close-up of this pampas grass can creating very unique and very beautiful images. Now you can see the setting sun, the surrounding view in these regions. So here are the abstract of this pampas grass which I took during this trip just to share with you against a dark background, overexpose it. Take against the sun, you know. So this is the end of my today tour of this journey to Japan, the fourth episode, and we shall continue our journey to Japan on the fifth, sixth, and seventh, and 3 more episodes. And again, we will cover around the foothill region of Mount Fuji, and we are going to move you to another very beautiful lakes around Mount Fuji. And please stay tuned. Now, if you are still with me at this hour of the day, and I believe that you have been entertained. If you have not subscribed, please do so, and please help to promote this travel channel by share and to your friend and family. And again, in this New Year day, this is the first day of the New Year of 2022. I again sincerely wish and bless every one of you, all my viewers, and especially all my supporters, good health and a very well blessing year ahead of you. And lastly, please stay tuned for my coming episode, and I hope you'll be with me again next week at the same time. And please stay safe and stay strong until we meet again. Thank you. Bye.